double the slide. Dirty babe, you see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I'll let you with me if I'm misbehaved. And no one make me feel this way. 4. Go ahead, be gone with it. Come to the back. Go ahead, be gone with it. VIP. Go ahead, be gone with it. Drinks on me. Go ahead, be gone with it. Working with. Go ahead, be gone with it. Look at those hips. Go ahead, be gone with it. You make me smile. Go ahead, be gone with it. Go ahead, child. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy out. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy out. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy out.
In the club, we'll be acting real nice. See us on the floor, we'll be watching all night. We ain't here to fight nobody. Wanna see you work your body. See us in the club.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Coronation Night of Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. Please settle down. Our program will start in a few minutes. And now, let us all stand for the invocation, to be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. Various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Alam ng puso sa likod mo'y buhay, upang
take your seats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us meet the judges one by one. Starting off, our first judge, studied in PAGSANJAN, Laguna, from elementary to high school, college and lyceum of the Philippines, almost 3 decades in hospitality industry in the Philippines and abroad. Member of REACT Philippines, Regional Emergency Assistance Communication Team, and Fraternal Order of Eagles, PAGSANJAN Makiling Eagles Club, currently a farm resort and manager of Wheat Food Farm, Magdalena, operated by Rise Against Hunger Philippines, a non-government organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Louis Rosales. Our next judge is a Bachelor in Science of Electrical Engineering, Regional Board Director SDR 3, Alalayan Aguila Chairman, Elite Abache Matikas Eagle Club, Barangay Captain Caliraya, Lumban, Laguna, Developer and Constructor, Owner, Sunset View Deck Food Park and Restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, Kuya Eagle Silvino Dublan Jr. Let's put our hands together for our next judge, an owner of Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort, CPA by profession and license, previous accounting manager, AAA Construction, 31st Construction Development, previous admin and accountant, Don Team Real Estate, previous chief accountant, Emilio Slim Corporation, presently advisor of Elite Abache Matikas Eagles Club PAGSANJAN, member of Lady Eagles Club, Road Warrior Lady Eagles Club. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Miss Marie Borromeo. Give way for our next judge, an owner of Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort, Chief Officer Seafarer, President Elite Abache Matikas Eagles Club, Vice Governor Southern Tagalog Region 3 Eagles. Please welcome Mr. Joseph Africa. Our next judge is a Municipal Councilor of Magdalena, Laguna, costume and crown designer, choreographer of various dances, graduate of Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Please welcome Mr. Ali Badulis. Our next judge is Mr. Teen International 2023, an actor, designer, model, and artist. Let's give it up for Mr. Robert Rocher IV. Please welcome our next judge is Miss Union College of Laguna 2002, Binibining PAGSANJAN 2006, registered nurse, licensed physician in aesthetics, wellness, anti-aging, stem cell, and regenerative medicine, owner of Medicina de PAGSANJAN Clinic. She is affiliated to the following: Asian Hospital and Medical Center, Makati Medical Plaza, Philippine Academy of Medical Specialists Incorporated. Let's give it up for Miss Marla May Cariliaga. Our next judge is a beauty queen turned actress, a multi-awarded international beauty queen. She is holding numerous titles such as Mrs. Hawaii Filipina 2017, Miss Earth Philippines 2018, Mrs. Tourism Hawaii 2011-2021, and Miss Universe International 2018. She is an international award-winning actress. She won Best Supportive Actress from Oninos, prestigious international film festival in Italy, India, and Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Dr. Faye Tangonan. Our next judge is a beauty queen, philanthropist, 2023 Mrs. Tourism Ambassador of Humanity. Please welcome Dr. Riza Monumendo. Once again, let's give it up for Dr. Riza Monumendo. Please welcome our next judge is a co-founder and president of Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe Pageant, World Supermodel Philippines 2017, Miss World Noble Queen Philippines 2017, a content creator, Kumu host, character actress on ABS-CBN and GMA, Green and TV ad model. Please welcome Miss Angela Janine Torres. Next judge is Mrs. Universe Philippines 2016, Mrs. World Noble Queen 2016 second runner-up, Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe founder and chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Miss Jenny Ginto. And now, please welcome the Chairman of the Board of Judges and Noble Queen of the Universe 2019, Mrs. Tourism 2023, Ambassador of International Relations. Let's give it up for Miss Patricia Javier. Upstage to give the certificate of appreciation to our judges. Please welcome the chairman, Mr. Ovet Ricalde. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our 15 equally gorgeous candidates from different parts of the world. This is Mrs. Grand Universe candidates in their national costume parade. Miss Australia. Her costume is the most popular scenery in Sydney, the Opera House, and the most known animal in their place is koala bear. She designed this gown as her national costume, a blue in color with sequins of same color, bringing their country's flag. In this costume, you can have the idea how this popular building looks like and how this lovely animal looks like. Miss Australia.
Today, mabuhay, Philippines! My name is Lita Walton from Australia.
Australia. Our next candidate is Miss Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the timeless elegance of our national costume. The sari, woven from silk and muslin, it embodies the richness of their cultural heritage. The hand-printed crops adorning its fabric tell stories of tradition and craftsmanship passed down through their generations. Ladies and gentlemen, Bangladesh.
Assalamualaikum, Molly Akhtar Sadia, represent my beautiful country, Bangladesh!
Bangladesh. Miss Japan. Her costume is a style called Oiran. Simply put, it is a figure of high-class prostitute in the Edo period. In the old days in Japan, there was a time when girls had to sell themselves for economic reasons. See the light shadow of glittering world. Even so, there's the fact that they have supported Japan's economy. She chose Oiran style in the hope that girls will be happy and independent. Miss Japan.
My name is Chinatsu Yakuwa from Japan.
Miss Japan. And now, please welcome Miss India Elite. Punjabi wedding traditions are the strong reflection of Punjabi culture with song, dance, food, and celebration. Punjabi brides are a vision of beauty on their wedding day and are decked out from head to toe with embellished accessories. The wedding ceremony is centered around the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the holy book. The groom enters the ceremony hall first. Once the brides arrive, the couple sit next to each other on the floor, with the bride sitting to the left side of the groom, facing the Guru Granth Sahib. Miss India Elite.
Namaste. I am Niku D'Souza, India.
Miss India. And now please welcome Miss Philippines. It will referred by so many names: Filipiniana dress, Mestiza dress, Maria Clara dress. But one thing's for sure, there is no other Filipiniana attire that represents the Philippines and the country's stride towards modernity, more so than the terno dress. Miss Philippines.
Mabuhay. My name is Joanna Ducar, representing Philippines.
Philippines. And now, please welcome USA. Her national costume represents the brave soldiers from the Revolutionary War standing up to the democracy. She decided to add the American flag to this semi-traditional uniform. The era of this costume is special to her because her seventh great-grandfather William Whipple fought in the Revolutionary War. He then became a congressman and circuit court judge. Ladies and gentlemen, USA.
Good evening. I am Cassie Callahan, Miss USA!
USA. Give way for Italy. This is a dress of a peasant girl of beginning of the 19th century. This traditional outfit had been worn by southern Italian ladies long before the unification of Italy happened within 1861 and 1870. Ladies and gentlemen, Italy!
Buonasera a tutti, viva l'Italia, io sono Olga Mazzina, Italy!
Italy! And now we wait for Malaysia. This design was inspired by one of the Borneo tribes, which is Murut. For every Murut's traditional costume, they will have Nantuapan motif in their costume. Nantuapan means epilepsy, was named based in the history of creator of the motif. The weaver too concentrates in making the Nantuapan motif on the handicraft product until the weaver does not realize time elapsed and occurrence of her surroundings. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia.
Salam sejahtera dan salam perpaduan, salam madani, Malaysia.
Malaysia. Give way for Phil, Japan. A playful national costume that celebrates two combined cultures in one look. Filipiniana is an umbrella term for any piece of clothing, combination of clothing worn traditionally by Filipino women. And the kimono is a traditional Japanese garment, the national dress of Japan. The national costume represents the unity of the land of the rising sun and the pearl of the Orient, rated by Mr. P. Barbusa. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil, Japan. Please welcome Tokyo. The dress she is wearing today on the stage was made by a designer in the Philippines. This is the best dress that she can be who she wants to be. Red is the color that makes her most passionate. Feels that extend from the waist are the key. It is as if her energy is spreading and she likes it very much. Tonight, the last night, she brings you all things and hope. Ladies and gentlemen, Tokyo.
Konbanwa. Hello, mabuhay. My name is Masami Honda Tokyo.
Tokyo. And now, please welcome India. Goddess Sambun Beswari attire. She had presented its standards for the victory of good over evil. Inspired to conquer the battle, shows the path of illuminate happiness and success and peaceful life. Ladies and gentlemen, India.
Namaste, I am Shilpa, India!
India. Give way for our next candidate, Mrs. Phil, USA. With chaste elegance and poise as she graces the stage wearing breathtaking emerald serpentine gown. Masterpiece she meticulously crafted herself. This stunning couture creation symbolizes the fusion of two distinct cultures, representing both the Washington states of the USA and the vibrant tropical essence of the Philippines. gown a true marvel of behold, adorned, dazzling array of sparkle feathers and intricate sequins. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Phil USA.
Good evening, mabuhay. I'm Marian Shankel, Bill USA.
Phil USA. And now, let's give it up for Mrs. New Zealand. New Zealand is a welcoming, diverse country with a history of Maori, European, Pacific Island, and Asian immigration. This rich blend of cultures combined with geologically fascinating landscape, magnificent seas, and unique flora and fauna make New Zealand an exciting country to explore. Her national costume is an illustration of this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. New Zealand.
Mabuhay. Kia ora! My name is Charles Gownston and I am from Aotearoa, New Zealand!
New Zealand. And now, we wait for Mrs. Phil UAE. Introducing the magnificent national costume representing the Philippine community in UAE for 2023 Mrs. Grand Universe Pageant. This national costume is a fusion of Arabic bridal and Philippine Santa Cruzan styles. It's a Marvin Garcia collection masterpiece, adorned with hand-beaded threads and Swarovski crystals. Its intricate design and craftsmanship highlight the painstaking handwork involved, symbolizing difficulty and artistry. The gold ensemble headpiece, inspired by UAE's national falcon, represents the rich history of the gold in UAE culture, symbol of status and wealth. Mrs. Phil UAE. Please welcome Mrs. USA Serenade. The rose is the national floral emblem of the United States of America. It comes in 20 variations, each holding its own meaning. Yellow for friendship, green for appreciation, orange for passion, and blue for mystery. Serenade is donned in red for love. The bonds of her feet represents a strong tree, a beautiful garden. The blooms in her hands sparkle with gems, posing as ruby drops from the morning dew. Delicate petals shower down in golden chains, complementing Serenade's intricate neck piece, embellished with apricot and silver. Her crown is in full bloom, open to receive the morning sun. Serenade is a vision of empathy and romance. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. USA Serenade.
Mabuhay, Philippines! My name is Serenade Alexander, representing USA!
to give us more on store this night, please welcome your host, the international presenter. Let's give it up for Mr. Onin Mas.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Philippines and the world, mabuhay, and welcome to the Grand Coronation Night of Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. My name is Onin, and it is my pleasure to be the host for this evening. Before we begin, allow me to acknowledge the men and women behind the success of Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. We have with us the chairman and founder of Mrs. Grand Universe, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jenny Ginto. A big round of applause, please, ladies. The president of Mrs. Grand Universe, Miss Angela Ginto. The chairman of Megastar Production and the producer and the overall in charge of Mrs. Grand Universe, powered by Megastar family, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ovet Ricalde. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, for the benefit of our audience, just to give you a brief backgrounder of what Mrs. Grand Universe is all about. It was actually established in 2019 with Jenny Ginto as the chairman. The pageant aims to empower single, married, and divorced women from all over the world with a vision of promoting their individual advocacies and aligning it with the organization's advocacy of rising against hunger. The inaugural edition of the Mrs. Grand Universe 2019, the winner is the beauty queen and actress Alma Concepcion of the Philippines, Vani Varadaruha in 2020, and Rumi Utsubu in 2021. And ladies and gentlemen, this 2023, 15 equally gorgeous candidates and empowered women at that from all over the world will compete for the 3 crowns, and these are Miss Grand Universe, Mrs. Grand Universe, and Elite Mrs. Grand Universe, respectively. The 4th edition of Mrs. Grand Universe is powered by Megastar Production, headed by Mr. Ovet Ricalde. At this point in time, allow me to acknowledge the presence of the very important people, because without them, this event would not be possible. Let's begin with the police chief of the municipality of PAGSANJAN, Mr. Raymond Austria. A big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. The police chief, Sergio Amaba Jr. of the municipality of Cavinti. Thank you very much. The tourism officer of the municipality of PAGSANJAN, Mr. Monsley Kimhoko. Thank you very much, sir. The Big Leap Education and Migration Services, Mr. Ivan Monte. Sinag Solar CEO, Ms. Daisy Marquez. You know, ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago, our candidates had so much fun visiting the different sites of the province of Laguna. They've been to the Good Food Resort right here in Magdalena. Thank you very much for accommodating the 15 gorgeous candidates of Mrs. Grand Universe. And also, right now, they're billeted in the Caliraya Lake Resort. Thank you very much. And you know, if you happen, we are live through the social media fan page of Megastar Production of Pageantry Magazine. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have good food, all you need to do is go right here in PAGSANJAN, Laguna. And if you get if you happen to visit one of the restaurants at the lake, at the Laguna Lake, that's called Sunny View, Sunny Side, Sunny, I don't know, what is that? Sunset, okay. They have the greatest food so far, the most delicious food at that. And a few moments from now, we'll be witnessing our candidates in their production number, but I'm sure they're still getting ready. And moments from now, we'll be witnessing the winners of this year's Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. We have 3 winners who will be wearing the crowns. These are the Miss Grand Universe 2023, Mrs. Grand Universe 2023, and Elite Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. And each title has 2 runners-up. So, judges, the fate of our candidates lie on your hands. So, good luck to all of you. The candidates are now ready this time around. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I feel very generous because we're now ready to award some certificate of appreciation. And on behalf of Mayor Cesar Oreza, may I request Ms. Princess Aquino to assist in the awarding of the certificates. Before we do the awarding of certificates, let's have a welcoming remarks coming from Princess Aquino on behalf of Honorable Mayor Cesar Areza.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. On behalf of Mayor Areza, ito po ang pinapasabi ng ating butihing mayor para sa lahat ng mga nandito at dumalo para sa okasyon ng ating Grand Mrs. Universe. Binabati ko kayong lahat ng mga binibini at mga ina ng mga tahanan sa pakikibahagi at pagkakaisa ninyo sa pagdiriwang ng ating 355 taon pagkatatag ng ating mahal na bayan ng Pagsanghan. Maraming salamat sa pagpili muli sa bayan ng Pagsanghan upang maging tanghala ng mga nagagandahang kandidata. Maraming salamat sa Megastar Production, Ovet Recalde, Direk Von Erica of VNE Talent sa inyong magandang regalo sa foundation para po sa Foundation Day ng Pagsanghan. All participant countries at magandang gabi po sa ating butihing mayora na hindi nagsasawa na daluhan ng lahat ng okasyon, lalong-lalo na pag wala ang ating mahal na punong bayan dahil po siya ay may inaasikaso at may mga kausap. At maraming salamat sa lahat po ng judges, sa lahat po na nagpunta rito. Mag-enjoy po kayo at ang message po namin ni Mayora ngayong gabi, pwede pa po tayong sumali. Lahat po may pag-asa at lahat po tayo magaganda. Welcome po sa Pagsanghan. Magandang gabi po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Princess Aquino. And before we go down, let me read the citation of your Certificate of Appreciation. Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 Certificate of Appreciation is proudly presented to the Municipality of PAGSANJAN for the invaluable support which contributed to the success of Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 given this 9th day of December 2023 at PAGSANJAN Plaza, PAGSANJAN, Laguna, Philippines. May I request the chairman and founder of Mrs. Grand of Megastar Production, Mr. Ovet Recalde and Juan Erica Neri, to please join me here on stage to award the certificates. Once again, on behalf of Megastar Production and Mrs. Grand Universe, thank you very much to the Municipality of PAGSANJAN. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, let's welcome back on stage the official candidates of Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 together with Mrs. Classic Grand Universe 2019 Kayopo Asay, Mrs. Grand Universe 2021 Rumi Otsugu in their production number.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. On the fireplace, Santa Claus will make me happy. Toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. And I was gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I won't make the list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. I won't even stay awake to hear those magical reindeer play. 'Cause I just want you here tonight. Hold on to me so tight. What more can I do? Baby, all I want for Christmas is you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our 15 gorgeous candidates in their production number. I think they all deserve a big, big round of applause. Philippines! Okay, I feel very generous this evening because we're now ready to give out our first set of special awards. And ladies and gentlemen, our candidates had their talent competition days ago. And we have with us here the 3 lucky ladies who made it to the final cut. So at this time around, I'll be announcing the second runner-up, the first runner-up, and the best in talent. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 Best in Talent second runner-up is Mrs.
Presenting the award is Mr. St. Dominic 2017, Mr. Bastet, Africa.
Mrs. USA Journey Alexander. Thank you very much, our presenter, and congratulations to Mrs. USA. I'll be announcing the first runner-up this time around, the Best in Talent first runner-up. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Best in Talent first runner-up is Mrs. USA Cassie Callahan. There you have it. This time around, we'll be announcing the Best in Talent. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Best in Talent is Phil Japan. Congratulations, this is Phil Japan, our Best in Talent. Our next award is Mrs. Friendship.
Presenting the award is the Municipal Administrator. Let's give it up for Miss Princess Aquino.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Congeniality is Tokyo! Thank you very much to our presenter, and congratulations to Mrs. Tokyo, the friendliest of them all. Congratulations once again, Mrs. Tokyo. The next special award that we will give out is the Mrs. Grand Universe Social Media Queen.
Presenting the award is the Private Secretary, Office of the Mayor. Let's give it up for Miss Shiara Ferrol.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Social Media Queen is Phil USA! Congratulations, Mrs. Phil USA, our social media queen. The next award that we have is the Mrs. Grand Universe Best in Forum.
Presenting the award is the Classic Grand Universe 2019 Let's give it up for Miss Kayako Asai.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Best in Forum is USA Carney Alexander. Congratulations, Journey, our Best in Forum. The next special award is the Mrs. Photogenic.
Presenting the award is the Mrs. Grand Universe 2021. Let's give it up for Miss Rumi Otsubo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Most Photogenic Mom is Bangladesh. Congratulations, Mrs. Bangladesh, our Mrs. Photogenic. The next special award that we have, you've seen the fabulous costumes earlier, and we are now ready to give out the Best in National Costume.
Presenting the award is the President of Mrs. Grand Universe Organization. Please welcome Miss Angela Janine Torres.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Best in National Costume is Phil UAE. Thank you very much to our presenter, and once again, congratulations to our Best in National Costume. She is Mrs. Phil UAE. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we'd like to say thank you to the creative designers from their respective countries for coming up with such an amazing and humongous national costumes. And ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the winners of the first set of our special awards. Let's give them a big round of applause. And to the non-winners, don't worry, we still have another set of our special awards. And let's have a photo op together with the candidates, the winners of the first set of special awards. And ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago, our candidates had so much fun in different places right here in the Philippines. And for you to better appreciate what I am talking about, focus your attention to the screen behind me, and let's all watch this.
from the United States of America. はい、こんにちは。日本の役場千夏と申します。Hi, I'm Maya Shaka from Washington State, USA. Have a good day to everyone. I'm Zenaida Saito, Zenith for short. My name is Ivana Bintoyton Raza, representing the UAE. Hi, I'm Nico D'Souza. Namaste. I'm Shilpa, and I come from India. 空手は日本の伝統文化で武術や礼儀作法も学べる Kiora Shao from New Zealand and Joanna Tucal from Philippines. Hi everyone, I'm Olga. I represent Italy. Hello, I'm Lipa Walton from Sydney, Australia. Hello, Assalamualaikum. I'm Malietta. I'm Bangladeshi. Hi, I'm Miss Grand Universal USA, Cassie Callahan.
once again would like to say thank you to our generous sponsors, and at this point in time, we will be acknowledging them by way of awarding the Certificate of Appreciation. I'll read the citation. Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023, a Certificate of Appreciation is presented to the name of the sponsor for your invaluable support, which contributed to the success of Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023, given this 9th day of December 2023 at PAGSANJAN Plaza, PAGSANJAN, Laguna, Philippines. Signed, the President of the Megastar Production. And joining me in distributing the certificate, can we have Mr. Ovet Recalde and Ms. Jenny Ginto together with Von Erica Neri. Our first awardee is Darwin Buenviaje from the Office of the Mayor of the Municipality of PAGSANJAN. Our next awardee is Von Erica of VNE Talents and Events, the president of VNE Talents and Events. Congratulations. Next awardee is Doc Rob and Associate Vitality and Wellness Clinic. Our next awardee is Sunset View Deck Food Park. Thank you very much. Now we move on to Kaliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort. Our next awardee is the First Lady of the Municipality of PAGSANJAN, Mrs. Lolit Areza. Let's have another photo op at the center stage together with the chairman of Mrs. Grand Universe and the chairman and CEO of Megastar Production. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause, please, to our generous sponsors. Because of them, this event is a great success. Okay, once again, thank you very much, dear sponsors. And we still have a lot of sponsors in hand. All you need to do is focus your attention to the screen behind me, and let's all watch this.
Alexander, and I am from the United States of America. はい、こんにちは。日本の役は千夏と申します。Hi, I'm Maya Shankar from Washington State, USA. Have a good day to everyone. I'm Zenaida Saito, Zenith for short. My name is Ivana Bentorton Raza, representing Phil UAE. Hi, I'm Nicole D'Souza. Namaste. I'm Shilpa, and I come from India. 空手は日本の伝統文化で武術や礼儀作法も学べる Kiora Shao from New Zealand and Joanna Tukar from Philippines. Hi everyone, I'm Olga. I represent Italy. Hello, I'm Lipa Walton from Sydney, Australia. Hello, Assalamualaikum. I'm Molly Akhtar. I'm Bangladeshi. Hi, I'm Miss Grand Universal USA, Cassie Callahan.
Beauty, glamour, and sophistication. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our 15 lovely candidates in their evening gowns. Starting off, Australia. Her gown is gold in color, mix of gold and silver sequins. She chose gold cause it's a Christmas jolly color. It's created by Josie Papua, a very known gown maker specialist in gown for weddings. This is a simple gown that really fits her. Australia. Give way for Bangladesh. Introducing a mesmerizing green evening gown crafted by the renowned designer Shama Shimu. This exquisite attire boasts a blend of luxurious silk and delicate net fabric, adorned with intricate kundan stone embellishments and shimmering sequins. Elevate your elegance with this creation, reflecting Shama Shimu's signature style that captivated the fashion scene in her country. Bangladesh. Japan. This dress is a symbol of good fortune for her because it was the dress she wore when she was chosen to represent Japan at the Mrs. Grand Universe Japan competition. She practiced walking a lot wearing this dress. For her, it is like a best partner. She had decided to wear this dress for the final stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Japan. India elite. Glamour that whispers, never scream. The gold tasseled gown with intricate putana work shines classy and royal in its subtlety and grace. Gold with golden signifies the never-ending spirit of the woman of India. Her tireless efforts and unwavering determination, created and crafted by Beautyology Couture. Elite India. Philippines. She is wearing an emerald green gown that represents the tropical country of the Philippines. The style of the gown gave her the confidence because of the cut and the hemline detail that made her comfortable as she walks it with confidence. Emerald green gown typically has a rich, vibrant green color, reminiscent green gemstone emerald with silver stone. The color is gown inspired by the appearance of emerald gemstone designed by Ai Loretta. Ladies and gentlemen, Philippines. USA. Golden Goddess was her immediate thought when she was in this dress. It was love at first sight. This custom couture Jonathan Kane dress was designed specifically to illuminate her inner radiance. The hand-beaded gown, adorned with over 20,000 crystals glistens with all colors under the sun. Her favorite part of the crystal fringe capping on her shoulder for just a flirty bit of fun. She is forever proud to represent the United States in a dress that makes her beautiful and confident. Ladies and gentlemen, USA. Italy. The fashion design of this gown called Golden Princess belongs to Miss Lina and her brand Lina Style. The designer is based in Rome, Italy, but is in touch with the eastern countries and has a chain of Lina Style brand shops in Shanghai. This gown is a curious mix of fashion styles, not only of the East and the West, but also the past and the present. Ladies and gentlemen, Italy. Malaysia. Her evening gown was designed by Janice Fong Sui Ki, graduated from Sabah Institute of Art in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, and now work as a designer at Perfect Collection, also based in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Malaysia. This gold evening gown was designed and created specially for Mrs. Grand Universe Malaysia. Weighted for almost 12 kilograms with special arrangement of luxury beaded sequin that carefully beaded and proper color selection that match with Mrs. Malaysia's skin color, and they choose gold color. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia. Feel Japan. This forest green velvet crown, featuring figure hugging silhouette design and created by Mr. Free Barbusa, is inspired by the rainforest, as the fabric used in making this gown is recycled from leftover fabric. This gown is a representation of what we can do in making change for a better green earth. Ladies and gentlemen, feel Japan. Tokyo. This dress is a symbol. Hello everyone. Have you ever seen a crane? The crane is a symbol of Japan. Graceful bird with pure white feathers. She remade a pure white wedding dress and combined with a kimono traditional Japanese costume. The voice of the crane echoes to the heavens. She sent gratitude and hope to you all, connecting heaven and the earth as your guide. Ladies and gentlemen, Tokyo. India. Wearing the red gown means embracing the duties to inspire, uplift, radiant, positive energy across the world. It's not just symbol of beauty, but a commitment to make a meaningful impact on world stage. With a heart full of purpose, represents peace, compassion, and harmony. Ladies and gentlemen, India. Feel USA. The gown is a true marvel to behold, adorned with a dazzling array of sparkles, feathers, and intricate sequins. Each detail has been thoughtfully placed to accentuate and gown's overall beauty and capture the essence of both nations it represents. Sparkle shimmers under the spotlight, creating an enchanting effect that captivates the audience's attention. In this emerald serpentine gown, Mrs. Phil USA epitomizes the harmonious blend of cultures, embodying the grace and beauty of both Washington States, USA, and the tropical country of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil USA. New Zealand. Her evening gown is made by an NZ token designer called OFA. Her design label is Jaira Fashion. She gave her idea, concept, and she brought her vision to life. Her evening gown is a beautiful rose gold, one-of-a-kind piece, and she is so proud to be able to showcase her beautiful designer brand's logo all the way in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand. Feel UAE. Introducing the breathtaking blue gown, a masterpiece of craftsmanship by the talented J.R. Flores of Gawang Flores, proud to represent the Filipino community in United Arab Emirates. This fully braided sequence gown is a statement of meticulous artistry, meticulously handcrafted to perfection. This gown is not just elegant, it's a true masterpiece representing the essence of womanhood. The color blue and dazzling sequins come together to celebrate the power, voice, and radiance of women on the world stage. Ladies and gentlemen, feel UAE. USA Serenade. This evening gown, Serenade, is adorned in champagne, the perfect color to celebrate this prestigious occasion. This gown is cinched as the waist, wrapped in bronze sequin, appliques, and elegant lines flowing down like a river, leading to the ocean, into a mermaid hem. The beauty of a woman isn't defined by the gown that she wears, but by how she carries herself in the gown. Mrs. USA regal form and demure is the very essence of sophistication and femininity. She's honored to grace the stage for you this evening and wishes all her sister queens congratulations for all they have accomplished together. Ladies and gentlemen, USA Serenade.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That ends the long gown competition of Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. And this point, we'll be having the speeches, the respective speeches of the candidates. Each candidate will be given with 1 minute. And after they consume their 1 minute, the mic will automatically turn off. So let's begin this year's round with Mrs. Australia. They will talk about the topic, Rise Against Hunger, which is basically the advocacy of this year's Mrs. Grand Universe. Good evening, Mrs. Australia. I know that you're ready with your speech. Okay. And your 1 minute begins now.
Madlang people, hey, I am again Lita Walton from Australia. This pageant is not only for beauties, but we had advocacy to help the poor one about, and also this is about rising against hunger. I believe everyone is deserved to be healthy in physically, mentally, emotionally. We have to urge our government to help those people that really needs help. We must ask the first world countries to help the poor countries about this rising against hunger, because everyone needs to be healthy, happy, and good in condition. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Australia. Lita Walton. Our second candidate is Mrs. Bangladesh. Is Molly actor Sadia. Good evening, Molly. How are you? Turn on the mic. Good evening, Molly. How are you?
Mabuhay, Philippines!
Okay, Molly. Your time begins now.
Okay. Interpreter. Yeah. Rise against hunger. আমরা সবাই ক্ষুধার্ত থাকি,
যারা রাস্তার আশেপাশে ছেলেরা থাকে তাদের খাওয়া দেওয়ার মতো কেউ থাকে না। তো যেহেতু খাওয়ার মতো দেওয়ার কেউ থাকে না, আমি অলওয়েজ বাচ্চাদেরকে খাওয়াই। যখন কোভিড সিচুয়েশন ছিল তখন বাচ্চাদের খাওয়ার মতো কেউ ছিল না, কেউ কাছে যেতে যেত না যদি কোভিড হয়ে যায়। তো এই কারণে তখন থেকে শুরু করে না 2007 থেকে এখন পর্যন্ত শুরু করে আমি কোভিড সেকশন থেকে শুরু করে যত ক্ষুধার্ত মানুষ আছে, ছোট ছোট বাচ্চারা আছে, সুবিধাবঞ্চিত মানুষ আছে, যারা যারা আছে আমি সবাইকে করি। আর আমি যদি অন্য কোনো কান্ট্রিতে, যদি আমি ফিলিপিনেও হয়, আমি এই বাচ্চাদেরকে আমি সাহায্য করব। শুধু বাংলাদেশ নয়, আমাদের সব কান্ট্রি থেকে সবাইকে সাহায্য করা উচিত। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you very much, Molly. And Mrs. Bangladesh will be using his interpreter.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. She's saying that all over the world there are lots of people go bed with empty stomach. So we have to work for them. We have to do some initiatives so that those people who are goes with empty stomach, they could have some food and go great and good health. Before the COVID situation, she started for funding for the food and all the way charity, the orphanage and other things. And after the COVID and in the COVID, she is doing the same because no one will be able to do work for having food. So from the COVID situation till now, she is doing charity and feeding the orphanage and the roadside people. And in our country, not in our country, all over the country, all over the world, she wants that all those people who goes without food to the bed, they have a chance to eat properly and do something good in their self. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bangladesh. Molly Akhtar Sadia. Our next candidate is Mrs. Japan, Shinatsu Yakuwa. Good evening, Mrs. Japan. And your time begins. Closer. Your time begins now.
Good evening. My name is Chinatsu Yakuwa. I believe that hunger begins with lack of love. Because all food is love. We live by receiving some kind of life. Life is love itself. I should concur with these words from Mother Teresa. Love is doing small things with great affection. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Japan is Chinatsu Yakuwa. Our next candidate is Mrs. India. She's Nico De Souza. Good evening, Nico. Namaste. How are you?
Namaste.
Okay, your time begins now.
Okay. Rise against hunger. Rise against hunger. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, future depends on what we do in the present. Charity begins at the home. India is a country with many religions, and I am very proud to be a part of it. Sikh community taking action to end hunger. Sikh community taking action to end hunger with langar. Langar is a communal kitchen where volunteers prepare food and serve free to every visitors.
Your time is up. Thank you very much, Mrs. India. Our next candidate is Mrs. Philippines. Magandang gabi, Mrs. Philippines. Your time begins now.
Again, hunger. Gusto kong bigyan ng boses at karapatan ang mga magsasaka na pigilan ang pagbibenta ng kanilang mga lupain na nagiging dahilan ng pagkawala at pagmahal ng mga agrikultura dahil isa tayo sa pinakamalaking nagsusupply ng agrikultura. Kilala ang Pilipinas sa pagsusupply ng malaking agrikultura. Suportahan natin ang karapatan ng magsasaka. Raise Again Hunger, Pilipinas!
Thank you very much, Mrs. Philippines. Now let's move on to our next candidate. She is Mrs. USA Cassie Callahan. And I would like to remind the audience to please refrain from making unnecessary noise while our candidates are talking about their advocacy. Okay? Good evening, Cassie. Okay, your time begins now.
On this stage, we are all warriors. Every one of us has had to fight to rise up through hardships to follow our own path that led us here today. Understanding the blessings that I have been given, my journey has led me to be in service of others. For the past 20 years, I volunteered for a number of organizations, from collecting shoes for survivors in natural disasters when I was just 5 years old, to last week when I packed 40,000 meals, feeding 110 children for those in need, and to my next step, when my children's book is released, teaching lessons in confidence and individuality. Today, my path has led me to be a mentor in the next generation. And in this work, I have seen an additional need arise. 13 million children go hungry in the US alone. With Rise Against Hunger being located where I grew up, and the Global Food Banking Network located where I live now, I am in the center of change. I have done hard work, but I am not done fighting. I am just getting started. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss USA Cassie Callahan. Our seventh candidate is Mrs. Italy. She is Olga Matsina. Good evening, Mrs. Italy.
Good evening again.
Okay, your time begins now.
Representing Italy, I believe every one of us can contribute to a world without hunger, avoiding the waste of food, offering food and jobs to people in need, helping religious authorities to do it, and fighting for human rights. I'm a fighter for human rights, and I'm volunteering for the Caritas Religious Association in the Vatican and Italy. Philippines, world, I speak to your hearts. Let's do it together. Let's rise together against hunger.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Italy, Olga Matsina.
Long live Italy.
Moving on, let's have our eighth candidate. She is Mrs. Malaysia, Dali Wong. From Malaysia, truly Asia. Good evening, Dali. Your time begins now.
Rise up against hunger. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My tagline, rise up against hunger. Create the world, rise up hungers, and better for the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Dali Wong of Malaysia. Our ninth candidate is Zenny Gillian, Mrs. Phil, Japan. Magandang gabi, Mrs. Phil, Japan. Konbawa.
Konbawa, minasan. Good evening to each and everyone.
Okay, Mrs. Phil, Japan, your time begins now.
Rise Against Hunger Advocate is a growing global movement in community now. And as a teacher, I will educate to all of children how to implement the malnutrition feeding program and hygiene diet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Phil Japan, Zenny Gillian. Our 10th candidate is Mrs. Tokyo. She is Masami Honda. Good evening, Mrs. Tokyo. Konbanwa.
こんばんは。
Your time begins now.
Yay. Thank you. I am a guide of your own happiness. I want the people make you shine and give them dreams and hopes. This planet is, this universe is planet of action. Ladies and gentlemen, let's work with us. Rise up against hunger.
That's it. Thank you very much, Mrs. Tokyo, Masami Honda. Our 11th candidate is Miss India, Shilpa Sri Anjaneya. Namaste, Shilpa.
Namaste.
Your time begins now.
Rise against hunger. The reason for hunger are maybe pandemic, war, shortage of farmlands, shortage of fertilizers, price hike. Due to these reasons, we can see global inflation and we can see hunger among people across the world. So to eradicate poverty and hunger, we need to have lots of schemes from the government and lot of communities work together to eradicate hunger and poverty. As a former Miss India, I have given awareness programs in past 5 years, more than 50 lakh people. So I would like to request through this pageant to everybody across the globe to fight against this and join hands together to give food to people who are hunger. And also government, I request to give.
Thank you very much, Mrs. India. Your time is up. Our 12th candidate is Mrs. Phil USA, Marian Shankel. Good evening, Marian.
Good evening.
Magandang gabi.
Magandang gabi.
Okay, your time begins now, Mrs. Phil USA.
No one can really understand hunger unless you experience it to yourself. I did. As a beauty queen and a philanthropist, I will be able to use my platform and visibility that position brings to bring together officials, mayors, governors, politicians, dietitians, non-governmental organizations, funding organizations, and all kinds of different people that we need to solve the problems of hunger. It is so important that our children have pre-education, breakfast and lunch at school for needy families. I will always use my voice to nourish the children to prevent hunger. Together, one kid at a time, we can rise against hunger. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Phil USA. Marian Shankel, our 13th candidate is Mrs. New Zealand. Ms. New Zealand is Shayal Samut. Kiora, Shayal.
While I may not have the solution to ending worldwide hunger, I do believe that today's society has the power, the capability, and the ability to create worldwide awareness. It is important to realize that individuals that suffer from hunger are not the problem. In fact, they are our worldwide solution. Our hungry humans are resilient and they deserve dignity and rights, as food is a basic human right. Food is not a privilege and it is a fundamental right. I believe that together we can join forces and create awareness, and together we can rise against hunger. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. New Zealand. Chayal Samut. Our 14th candidate is Yvonne Taneza from Phil, UAE. Marhaba, magandang gabi, Ms. Yvonne.
Marhaba.
Okay, your time begins now.
My advocacy centers on creating opportunities for less privileged children. The magnitude of our actions does not always need to be grandiose. Simple acts of kindness, such as donating school supplies or volunteering as a mentor, can significantly impact a child's life. For numerous years, I have consistently donated school supplies to underprivileged children in my hometown. Not because I have a lot of money, but because I know how it feels like to live poor. Growing up in poverty, I am now eager to share my blessings in my journey. I aspire to inspire these children and their parents to persevere and continue striving for a brighter future. Let's collaborate and shape a world where every child, regardless of their financial status, has access to a high-quality education. Let's rise against hunger through education, as it can break cycles of poverty so no one will ever suffer from hunger again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Mrs. Phil, UAE, Yvonne Tanieza. Our final candidate, she is Mrs. USA, Journey Alexander. Good evening, Journey. How are you?
I'm good. How are
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time begins now.
Good evening, Philippines. My sisters did such a wonderful job bringing the awareness for the need to rise against hunger, and I am here to call you into action. We must rally together as communities to wrap our arms around those in need, deciding once and for all that if they are within our reach, then they are within our care. We must invest our time through volunteerism, donate supplies, and invest our funds into causes that we believe in, just as Rise Against Hunger does. We must set the example for our children, teaching them to become advocates for those in need. And we must become empathetic ourselves, because though they might be a stranger, they are someone's mother, father, sister, or brother. And even though they may not be children, we are all children of God. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Journey Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our 15 gorgeous candidates sharing their thoughts about the topic, Rise Against Hunger. At this point in time, let's bring back the 15 candidates of Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we're now ready to give out the second set of special awards, beginning with Good Food Farm Resort Ambassador.
Presenting the award is Mr. Louis Rosales.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this award will have a 3 days, 2 night free accommodation at any time when coming back to the Philippines. Good for two. Our Good Food Farm Resort Ambassador is USA Cassie Callahan. Congratulations, Miss USA. The next special award that we have is Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort Ambassador.
Presenting the award, please welcome Mr. Joseph Africa and Miss Marie Borromeo.
The winner of this award will be having 3 days, 2 nights free accommodation at any time when coming back to the Philippines. Good for two. Ladies and gentlemen, the Miss Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort Ambassador is Phil UAE. Congratulations, Mrs. Phil UAE. And our next special award is LSA Aesthetic Clinic Brand Ambassador.
Presenting the award is Miss Faye Tangonan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the LSA Aesthetic Clinic Brand Ambassador is Philippines. It's you, Philippines. Congratulations once again, Philippines. And of course, we're now ready to give out the winner for the best in long gown.
Presenting the awards are Darwin Benviaje and the CEO of Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe Organization. Please welcome Miss Jenny Ginto.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen our candidates in their very elegant long gowns. And we have a winner for this evening. The Mrs. Grand Universe Best in Long Gown is Phil UAE. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause, please, to the winners of the second set of our special awards, the Best in Long Gown and other corporate awards. Once again, a big round of applause, please. At this point in time, our beautiful ladies will be serenaded by one of the country's top performers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome to serenade the girls. We have Lester Paul Resirdo.
Smile and envy you sad. Carry you around when your arthritis is bad. All I wanna do is grow old with you. I get your medicine when your tummy aches. Build you a fire if the furnace breaks. So It could be so nice growing old with you. And I miss you, kiss you, give you my coat when you are cold. I need you, feel you, even let you hold the remote control. Select to do the dishes in our kitchen sink. Put you to bed when you had too much to drink, so I could be the man who grows old with you. I wanna make you smile and never be sad. Carry you around when your arthritis is bad. All I wanna do is grow old with you. And I miss you, kiss you, give you my coat when you are cold. Need you, feel you, even let you hold the remote control. So let me do the dishes in the kitchen sink. Put you to bed when you have too much to drink. Growing old with you, I wanna grow old with you.
Palakpakan naman natin sila.
Let's go. This thing we call them, and I just can't handle it. This thing we call them, and I must get out of it. I ain't ready. There's a little thing called love. Woo! This thing we call them, and I just can't handle it. This thing we call them, and I must get out of it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold fever. She gives me the cool sweat. Woo! Gotta be cool. Relax, get hey, get on my track, stay back, stay hitchhike, and take a long ride on the motorbike until I'm ready. It's a little thing called love. Miss Grand Universe 2023. Kamusta PAGSANJAN Laguna? Thank you, Mama Obet, for having me here. I gotta be cool, relax, get here, get on my tracks, stay back, stay hitchhike, and take a long ride on the motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. Yeah! This thing called love, and I just can't handle it. This thing called love, and I must get out of it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. 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 Thanks so much, everyone. God bless.
All help everyone poor, underprivileged. Tumulong sa mga street children na nakikita ko sa daan. Ordinary Tao lang po ako, hindi po ako mayaman. Pero pag nakakita po ako ng street children sa kalsada, binibigyan ko ng pagkain.
So their commitment over the last 25 years shows that providing with resources and knowledge to others really can benefit us all and make a difference.
And of course, we have to add also such an organization as FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. I believe that our collective effort can create a better world, where beauty is not only skin deep, but about compassion and positive change.
As a teacher, I will educate the children that has the right for education, because for I do believe that the children is our light and the builders for our future.
As a measure against hunger, sending out information is also an excellent social contribution.
Motivate public to give food to hunger, lots of garment kits and lots of prayers. I made it my sole purpose to help them by sending them money to support the program.
The goal is to be able to provide struggling individuals with the tools and education needed so that they can end their own hunger.
Beyond the glitz and glamour, my heart beats for a cause that resonates deeply with me. The battle against hunger and the empowerment of less privileged children through education. I believe that feeding the body is crucial, but nourishing the mind is transformative.
She will move heaven and earth to satisfy their need because she understands that hurt and hunger means that her child is in pain.
We tend to forget our gratitude and respect for the food.
As a global community, we must unite to combat this challenge, working towards a world.
We can build a movement to coordinate resources.
This year's Mrs. Grand Universe press favorite is Mrs.
I'm from Sydney. My name is Keita Walton. Assalamualaikum. Maulia Tersadia represent my beautiful country, Bangladesh.
My name is Chinas.
USA. Namaste to everyone. My name is Meku De Souza. I'm from India. Representing Philippines.
As Italian Miss USA.
From Italy. And while you were speaking, salam sejahtera dan salam perpaduan. I'm from Malaysia, Dolly Wong. I'm Serenade from Japan.
Masami Honda. Represented by Tokyo.
Hello everyone. I'm Shilpa, represent India. The tropical island, the Philippines, and the country of freedom and opportunity, USA.
South Auckland, New Zealand.
My name is Yvonne Tanyeza, and I'm proud to represent Peel, UAE.
Press favorite is Mrs. Australia.
Hello, again, thank you very much. I've been chosen for the Miss Press Favorite, and I feel really very nervous, and I didn't expect this. I was so amazed.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a big round of applause, please, to the 15 gorgeous candidates of Mrs. Grand Universe. At this point in time, we are now ready to the second part of the competition. We will be awarding the special titles for this year's Mrs. Grand Universe, meaning we will give out 7 crowns before we announce the top 9 of this year's Mrs. Grand Universe. Let's begin with the Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 Charity Queen.
Presenting the award is Dr. Riza Oben Dormiendo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Charity Queen is Phil UAE. Congratulations, Mrs. Phil UAE, our charity queen. The next special title that we have is Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 Lifetime Ambassador.
Presenting the award is Lady Patricia Javier.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe Lifetime Ambassador is Mrs. New Zealand. Thank you very much, Lady Patricia Javier and Mrs. New Zealand. Please go back to the center stage for the official photo op. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this year's Charity Queen and the Lifetime Ambassador actually was determined through the online voting. And you've seen Mrs. Phil UAE and Mrs. New Zealand. That actually means they automatically become part of the top 9. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these beautiful ladies a big, big round of applause. The next special titles that I will announce was actually chosen during the forum that we had days ago. And the first of the 5 ambassadors would be the Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador.
Presenting the awards are Marie Borromeo and Joseph Africa.
And the first title goes to Mrs. Phil Japan. Our first Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador. Congratulations, Mrs. Phil Japan. Our second Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador is...
Presenting the awards are Angela Janine Torres, Ruby Otsubo, and Kayoko Asai.
Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador is Mrs. Phil USA. Congratulations, Mrs. Phil USA. Our third ambassador is the Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador.
Presenting the awards are Kuya Eagle Silvino Dublan and Johnny Ginto.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador is Mrs. India Nico D'Souza. Congratulations, Miss India. 3 down, 2 more to go. And we have another Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador.
Presenting the awards are Robert Douglas Watcher and Marla Mel Cariliaga.
Our next Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador is Mrs. Phil UAE. Congratulations, Mrs. Phil UAE. And we have our last awardee for Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador.
Presenting the awards are Honorable Ali Badulis and Mr. Louis Rosales.
And our next and final Mrs. Grand Universe Ambassador is Mrs. Australia. Congratulations, ambassadors. And at this point, we're just waiting for the announcement of our top 9. Ladies, you may go back to your original positions. And that said, we'd like to say thank you, of course, to our generous sponsors. But before that, personally, I'd like to say thank you to Good Food Farm Resort, to Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort, and the Sunset View Deck Food Park, the best food so far that we've had here in the province of Laguna. Thank you very much for accommodating our 15 gorgeous women from all over the world. And I would also like to say thank you to Mr. Sunnyboy Mindo for my barong this evening. We would also like to say thank you to the following: Pageantry Tourism Magazine, MySpace Hotel BGC, Queens at Bollywood, Mr. Vedant Parwaj, Mayor Cesar Areza of PAGSANJAN Laguna, Von Erica, thank you very much. St. Gabriel Alfresco Resort, Good Food Farm Resort, Metro Central Mall in Santa Cruz, Laguna, Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort, Patricia Javier, the very gorgeous Patricia, Doc Rob Chiropractic Clinic and Wellness, Rob Tourist Bus, Shakira Skincare, M1217 Media Lab Company, Sunset View Deck Food Park, Maria Ella, Heredita Dine and Chill, Kenny Rogers, Romantic Baboy, Hangout Resto Bar, Resty Agru by Makeup, Supermom's Pizza, and Jerry's Grill. Are we ready with our results, or is it drizzling? Are we ready? Not yet? If we're not yet ready, let's have some short pep talk with our candidates here. Let me have it, Mrs. Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very honored to be standing beside Mrs. Australia because she's very, very beautiful and gorgeous at 74. How do you keep yourself looking so young at 74?
Again, you're asking me this question again. Well, I feel great that at this age, I think the world is really changing because the senior now is getting queen.
A senior is becoming a queen. And tita, you are basically born Filipina, but now you're a resident or a citizen of Australia. And with that reason, what makes you keep coming back to the Philippines?
Of course, I will not forget the Philippines. I was born here and I grew up here. I did all my studies here and I become a great mother here.
Good luck, Mrs. Australia. And I'm standing beside one beautiful lady from Bangladesh. How do you say hi, hello? How do you say hello in Bangladesh?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, Mrs. Bangladesh. This is not your first time here in the Philippines, and I've seen you, I think, 3 months ago. And this time around, how do you find Laguna? What is your most favorite activity that you've done so far for Mrs. Grand Universe?
Calaria Lake Resort, most beautiful place.
Her most favorite place is Kaliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort. The owners there, Beken and M. Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Bangladesh. And I have here with me the representative of Malaysia, truly Asia. How are you, Mrs. Malaysia?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, is this your first time here in the Philippines?
No, this is my third time, but 2 times I enjoy myself here. And today I joined the pageant Mrs. Universe. Thank you.
What can you say about your experiences here in the Philippines?
I find that experience it's a beautiful place and very interesting place. I come again. Thank you.
Thank you and good luck, Mrs. Malaysia. At this point, we are now ready to announce our top 9. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we announce our top 9, let's give, once again, a big round of applause to the 15 gorgeous women from different parts of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned earlier, we have 2 candidates who made it automatically part of top 9, and these are Mrs. Phil UAE. Please move forward.
It's truly an honor to be part of the Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. It is a pleasure meeting all the candidates. They were really amazing, and we have our own unique personalities. We do have our own platform and advocacy that we wanted to make a difference. We wanted to bring something out there and impact the lives of others. We had so much fun in different places. I am truly grateful for all the sponsors who have been very supporting and accommodating, and great hospitality was rendered. And we couldn't be happier and grateful for all the support that they've been rendered to us. And lastly, I wanted to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizer, Megastar family. I felt so much blessed and gratified that I am part of this family, and this is something that I will cherish for a lifetime. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Mabuhay tayong lahat.
That was Mrs. Phil UAE. Our next finalist is Mrs. New Zealand.
Kia ora, my name is Cheryl Gowden, and I am from the land of the long white cloud, Aotearoa, New Zealand. I arrived into Manila about 9 days ago from today, and the experience has been surreal. There has been endless laughter, so much joy, and the experience has just been one of a kind. I'm so blessed to be able to have represented New Zealand in such a beautiful country. I've made the best friends. The staff are amazing. Everyone is like family, and I just can't wait to come back with my children one day.
Our top two, our third finalist is Mrs. USA Journey Alexander.
Journey Alexander, and I am Mrs. USA. And this experience, it can be described really in one word, and that's adventure. Every day I discovered something new and got into a new situation. There was the beach, there was the sea, there was the boating, the kayaking, the horseback riding, drinking coconut milk from a real coconut. That was really fun. It was so beautiful just to see the water and be with the other girls. And then we got in, like embracing this natural, serene atmosphere at our
3 down, 6 more to go. This is your lucky night, Mrs. Bangladesh!
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আমি মলি আক্তার সাদিয়া, আমি বাংলাদেশি। আমার এবার সেকেন্ড টাইম ফিলিপিনে আসা। প্রথম দিন থেকে শুরু করে লাস্ট পর্যন্ত আমরা অনেক রিসোর্টে গিয়েছি, অনেক জায়গা দেখেছি, নতুন নতুন এক্সপিরিয়েন্স হয়েছে, অনেক ফ্রেন্ডস হয়েছে। ফিলিপিন ওরা অনেক ফ্রেন্ডলি, ওদের খাবার অনেক মজা, বাট আমার কাছে যতটুকু লাগছে না, আর যারা এর পরবর্তীতে আসবে তাদের কাছে হয়তো অনেক ভালো লাগবে। তো আমরা যেখানে আসছি এটা একটা হচ্ছে পুরো জঙ্গলের মাঝখানে হচ্ছে বাড়ি, লাইক রাঙামাটির মতোই এরকম। আর হচ্ছে এখানে যার যার স্টাফরা আছে ওরা অনেক হেল্পফুল। আর এটা আমার সেকেন্ড ইন্টারন্যাশনাল পেজেন্ট। আমি ফার্স্ট ট্যুরিজমে আসছিলাম, সেকেন্ড মিসেস গ্র্যান্ড ইউনিভার্সে এসেছি। তো আজকে আমার খুবই ভালো লাগছে যেহেতু আজকে ফাইনাল। আর থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
Congratulations, Bangladesh. Our fifth candidate is Mrs. Tokyo!
こうして、たくさんのことを、経験して学ばせていただきました。私は、たくさんの経験を通して、たくさんの人たちに私が経験したことをお伝えしていきたい。そして人々を輝かせていくために必要なことを伝えるために大会に挑戦してます。スタッフの皆様、初めてお会いしましたが、私たちのために、毎日心がけてくださったり、細やかな気配りをしてくださってありがとうございました。
Congratulations, Mrs. Tokyo. And our sixth finalist, please move forward, Mrs. Japan.
こんにちは、日本から来ました。この数日間の滞在は大変自然が素晴らしく、私たちは癒されています。土の香り、雨の香り、動物たち、そして大変美味しいお食事をいただいています。本当に皆様に感謝しています。ありがとうございます。
6 down, 3 more to go. And the 7th spot belongs to you, Mrs. USA Cassie Callahan.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassie Callahan, Miss USA, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my journey since the first day. Beginning at MySpace Hotel at BGC was absolutely amazing. It was my first foot in the Philippines and it was a great way to start it off. They have some of the best coffee and some of the best papaya juice resort, and all the time with my sister queens, from Jollibees to practicing interview questions and then tripping over each other in rehearsal. It was so much fun. Thank you to Megastar, the staff, my sister queens. Thank you to Christy Wishnack for getting me into this, and of course, thank you, Yvette, for putting it all together.
2 spots remain, and the 8th spot belongs to you. India, Shilpa Sri Anjaneya.
India, and the journey of my competition from day 1 to day 9 was so nice. The experience of this pageant is really very nice. We have gone to so many resorts, we have done lots of shoots, we have done lots of activities, and we have enjoyed it thoroughly, and we have learned so many things from fellow contestants and the organizers to be humble, peace, compassionate, and harmony.
We have our 8 finalists in front of us. Only one spot remains. Who do you think will be this year's Mrs. Grand Universe finalist? Ladies and gentlemen, she is Mrs. Phil USA!
Hi everyone, Bill USA. I would like to thank you, all the people who support me all the way to this pageant, and to all our sponsors from day 1 to 9. I will be forever thankful and grateful. Thank you so much for everything. Mabuhay.
Congratulations to our top 9. And thank you very much to the rest of the candidates. And from here, we will proceed to the final Q&A. Mike, please. Okay. Mike, please. Let's begin with Mrs. Bangladesh. Good evening, Mrs. Bangladesh. We have actually one common question for all of you. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
You're very happy, I'm sure. Okay, Mrs. Bangladesh, here's your question, and your interpreter is on standby. Mrs. Bangladesh, what do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world? Again, what do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
যে হাঙ্গারের যে প্রবলেমটা এইটা সলভ করার জন্য শুধু বাংলাদেশে না সারা বিশ্বে কি করলে এই যে প্রবলেম এই প্রবলেমটা সলভ হতে পারে তোমার কাছে মনে হয় যেই কারণটাতে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে আমরা এই প্রবলেমটা ফেস করছি কিভাবে আমরা এটা সলভ করতে পারি
আমরা আগে খাওয়া নষ্ট করা থেকে বিরত থাকব আমরা কিভাবে যারা হাঙ্গার আছে তাদেরকে কিভাবে হচ্ছে আমরা খাওয়া দিতে পারবো হ্যাঁ আমরা কিভাবে এটা ইউটিলাইজ করে আমাদের ভিতরের আরও অনেক কমিউনিটি মেম্বারদের কাছ থেকে নিয়ে কিভাবে কি করা যাবে এগুলোর সলিউশন বের করলে তাহলে আর হাঙ্গার থাকবে না একটা স্ট্রিটও হাঙ্গার থাকবে না সবাই না খেয়ে বাঁচবে না সবাই খেয়ে বাঁচবে
Hello. She's trying to say that if we wish, we can do anything and everything. We will help the other people who live on the street, who are orphans, who couldn't eat properly. If we who are able to do some charity, who will able to do something for the poor, then will be no hunger will be available in not only our country, all over the world. There was charity, there was government policy. So remove this hunger to all the over the country. So we thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bangladesh. Moving on, let's have our next candidate. She is Mrs. Japan Chinatsu Yakuwa. Hello, Mrs. Japan. I can see that you have your mobile phone. What's going to happen? Konbawa. Okay, you speak English? Okay, so you have your interpreter. Hello, Mrs. Interpreter. Hello. Moshi moshi.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm ready.
How are you, my friend?
Hi, great. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing well. Very happy. Okay. Mrs. Japan. Here's the question for Mrs. Japan. What do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world? Again, what do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
Okay, I understand. So let me tell her that question.
Okay, go on.
はい。よろしいですか？
はい、お願いします。
はい。はい、質問申し上げます。あなたの国だけでなく、この、世界中でのこの飢餓に対する解決方法は何だと思いますか？一番、ふさわしい解決方法は何だと思いますか？
はい、ご質問ありがとうございます。世界中の子どもや大人たちが飢えている中、私たちが今できることといいましたら、とても大きなことではなく、小さなことを大切に丁寧にすることから始めることが大事だと思っています。まずは、不要なものを出さない、きちんとリサイクルをする、そして日本ではですね、実は、すごく規定が難しくて牛乳が大変余っています。例えばなんですけれども、牛乳が余っていて、それを、加工品にリサイクルすることを禁じられています。なので余った牛乳は捨てられてしまっているんですね。でそういったものをなるべくなくし、加工品にして、ご飯を食べれない子どもたちに送るとか、そういう小さなことを丁寧に大切に運べたら一番良いのではないかなと思っています。ボランティアは決して大げさなことではありません。本当に私たち小さなことが大きな愛へとつながると思っています。ありがとうございます。
Okay, Miss Interpreter.
Okay, so let me translate what she said.
Okay, just please listen.
Okay, so now, I'm going to tell you what we should do. So not only the big thing, but also we can do the small things and in detail and the small things one by one, each point. So in Japan, we have the system to recycle or reduce the garbage. So we shouldn't throw away a lot of things. And then so reuse and recycle. So many things are thrown away, but we have to decrease that quantity of the garbage. And the small point is very important. Doing the small thing is getting the very, very good grade and bigger one, and to make the number of the hunger people less and less by doing the small things. That's what I really want to say. Thank you.
どうもありがとうございます。Thank you very much, Mrs. Japan. Moving on, let's have another candidate. She is Mrs. or Miss USA Cassie Callahan. Good evening, Cassie.
Good evening.
I'm sure you don't need an interpreter, right? No. Okay. Cassie, you've heard the question. What do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world? Go on.
It starts with you. Every single one of us has to do something to go into giving back to this cause. In just 2 hours, I packed 187 boxes full of grains and rice to go out to children in need. Can you imagine? Look around. If every single one of us gave 2 hours of our time every week or every month, we would have a substantial gain on this problem. So while it starts with you, it also starts with a leader who is goal-oriented. someone who can gather people to make them understand that this is a real problem in our society. I believe I am this leader. Through social media and I don't know if you can tell, but my love of public speaking, I am confident that I can gather the women on this stage, the women in the US, the men in the US, the children in the US, and everybody in the international world to come together to fight for this cause. So I just believe that with a leader, with small actions, and with passion and goals, we can overcome this complication. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss USA, Cassie Callahan. Our next candidate is Mrs. Tokyo Masami Honda. Good evening, Mrs. Tokyo. Another mobile phone.
Hi.
How are you, Miss Interpreter? Are you still there? Okay. The same question. What do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only here in your country, but to the rest of the world?
Okay, let me tell her about that. はい、まさみさん。
はい。
はい、質問は同じです。
はい。
あなたの国だけでなく、世界中の人々から飢餓をなくす一番正しい解決法は何だと思いますか？
はい。私の答えは希望を与えることです。たとえ辛いことがあったとしても、人は希望があるとどんなことでも頑張れます。私はその人が輝いた状態っていうのがイメージできます。なぜならその人が持っている魅力を一人一人にお伝えすることができるからです。もちろんボランティアもとても大切なことです。ですけれども、私はそれプラス一人一人に希望を与える、それをここに来て皆さんにお伝えしに来ました。ありがとうございます。
Okay, their interpretation.
Okay, so let me tell you what she said. So I think the most important thing is to give them a hope. So even though we have the same terrible situation and without any hope, but anytime we can do, if we have the power to have a dream and hope for the future, we can imagine what is going on and what is our dream and the future. So I can tell that each person's talent and attract, and then so it's only for the volunteering. So not only volunteering, it's very important to have their own, that each one has their own dream and hope. So that's why I'm here and I do something very important to each person here on the stage. And also I really want to continue telling that way. So giving the hope is very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Tokyo. Our next candidate is Mrs. India. Mrs. India, Shilpa Shri Anjaneya. How are you? Good evening. Namaste.
Namaste. I'm good.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
And the question is, what do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
Okay, thank you for the question. To eradicate hunger and poverty across the globe, we need to give good solutions across the globe. And as former Miss India, past 5 years, I had targeted 50 lakh people and given awareness regarding social responsibility. And as a top 9 in this competition, I would like to target entire globe, 1 crore people, 1 crore people, 1 crore people across every world, and give awareness about hunger, eradicating poverty and hunger. And I would request all government to give good schemes to public, and I would like to talk to all communities and public, social media, every platform to give awareness about this poverty and eradicating poverty and hunger. Service to human is service to God. I like to be brand ambassador of peace, compassionate harmony. I like to be kind and polite and talk to people who are really in need and like to help them in a huge way. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. India. Our next candidate is Mrs. Phil, USA. Good evening, Mrs. Phil, USA. Marianne, how do you feel?
I don't know. I'm
Nervous?
very happy and
Very
nervous
happy.
at the same time.
Okay. Don't be nervous. Relax. You know the question already.
Yes.
What do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
As a beauty queen and a philanthropist, I can use my voice to gather all different kinds of people to help solve the problems of hunger, to help the needy families, especially the children, to help pre-education and pre-breakfast and lunch at school. Because I do believe the children should start the day with a healthy breakfast. And that's, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Phil, USA. Our next finalist is Mrs. New Zealand. Kia ora, Shayal. How are you, Shayal?
Good, thank you.
I'm sure your folks in New Zealand are very happy.
I hope so.
Okay, you know the question? What do you think is the best solution to end hunger, and not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
The vision is a world without hunger. And our mission, it is to provide solutions and education and tools to give to our resilient humans the tools provided so that they can end their own hunger. The simple fact is that there is enough food in the world to be able to nourish every single human being. The problem is the amount of food that we waste. So some examples of scenarios that I believe will help and raise awareness also is implementing vegetable gardens, investing in sustainable climate change activities, and also sponsoring and promoting planetary diets. We have 365 days in a year, and every single day we can raise awareness through social media or simply by telling the person next to you. We can reduce and eliminate hunger in our lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. New Zealand. Our next candidate, our next finalist is Mrs. Phil, UAE. Magandang gabi and marhaba, Miss Phil, UAE. How do you feel?
Marhaba. My heart is overflowing with gratitude for all the support of my friends and family. And I am beyond grateful that I made this far. Thank you.
Congratulations. And the question is, what do you think is the best solution to end hunger, not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
I am here to demonstrate not just because I'm beautiful, but also beautiful at heart. I am beauty with beyond skin deep. Through my advocacy, supporting less privileged children, that is in my advocacy that I've been working for the past 10 years. Through public speaking, social media campaign, and partnerships with philanthropists, corporations, and government bodies, I aim to raise funds and awareness to create sponsorships, scholarships, and direct educational opportunities for less privileged children so that we can eradicate poverty and hunger in this world and make this place a better place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Phil, UAE. And finally, our ninth finalist, Mrs. USA, Serenade Alexander. Good evening, Serenade. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
You feel pretty good, and you're very, very beautiful this evening.
Thank you.
And your question is, what do you think is the best solution to end hunger, and not only in your country, but to the rest of the world?
I think the solution to end hunger around the world comes in 3 steps. The first was inspired by my daughter, who saw hungry children on a poster in the mall and encouraged me to sign up for a philanthropy initiative called Heifer International. And that's empathy. Step 1 is empathy, simply caring for one another, Because if someone is hungry and they are close to you, you don't send them home. You sit them at your table and you feed them. Step number 2 comes from Heifer International, and that's empowering families with the knowledge of training and raising livestock so that they can produce their own food and nourish their children. And the third step also comes from them, and that's merchants. They take their stock, their milk, their eggs to the market to sell for money, and then they are able to provide financially for their families as well. So I believe that if we all follow those 3 steps, then we can end hunger once and for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. USA. And that ends the competition for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And at this point, we'll be entertained by one of the greatest singers here in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. Inton De Hello.
Check. Yan, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat.
Tumingin sa aking mga mata at hindi mo na kailangan pang magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang iniibig at kundi kumbinsi di magtiwala ka. Hawakan ng puso't maniwala na ikaw lang siyang inibig. Ikaw lang ang iibigin. O kay gandang pangmasdan ng iyong mga matang kumikinang-kinang. Hindi ko maintindihan ang iyong mga tingin, labis ang mga ningning. Langit ay bumaba, bumababa pa lang tala.
2, 3, sing.
Tumingin ka sa aking mga mata at hindi mo na kailangan pang magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang iniibig at kundi kumbinsi di magtiwala ka. Hawakan ng puso't maniwala na ikaw lang siyang inibig. Ikaw lang ang iibigin. At sa iyong paglalambing ako ay nahulog din. Di ko alam kung ano ang gagawin. Di ko alam kung saan titingin. Halik sa labi, tingin na natin di akalain mahulog ka sa'kin. Sing. Tumingin ka sa aking mga mata at hindi mo na kailangan pang magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang iniibig at kundi kumbinsi di magtiwala ka. Hawakan ng puso't maniwala na ikaw lang siyang inibig. Ikaw lang ang iibigin, sinta. hindi mo na kailangan pang magtanong ng paulit-ulit. Ikaw lang ang iniibig. At kung di kumbinsi, di magtiwala ka. Hawakan ang pusong maniwala na ikaw lang ang siyang inibig. Ikaw lang.
Thanks so much. Good evening po sa ating mga manonood. Ladies, good evening po. Another Tagalog song.
Pala'y basang-basa ang dakit, aba'y damang-dama sa aking kalam ng punong-puno ng pananabik at ng kabalalim sa aking bawat pangkinanap na titing lamang sa iyo. Naglakad ka ng dahan-dahan sa pasilyo tungo sa altar ng simbahan. Hahagan at di ka bibitawan, wala na pong mahihiling pasing. Ikaw at ikaw, ikaw at ikaw, ikaw at ikaw, ikaw at ikaw. Hindi maikukumpara araw-araw kong dala-dala paboritong panalangin ko'y makasama ka sa pagtanda. Ang higing sa Diyos na may gawa, ape rito ko'y maging iyo. Dahil naglakad ka ng dahan-dahan sa pasilyo tungo sa akin at hinawakan mo ako't aking di napigilang manuhan ang mayakap na ikaw at ikaw, ikaw at ikaw, ikaw at ikaw, ikaw at ikaw.
If you know this song, you can sing with me.
Basang-basa ang lugar, dito ba'y damang-damang sa akin kalamang punong-puno. Hindi na ikukumpara araw mabago. Ito ba nalangin ko, ikaw.
Thank you so much.
What a great performance! A round of applause once again for Intone De Hello.
My name is Kayoko Asai from Japan and the title holder of Mrs. Classic Grand Universe 2019. Thank you for giving me the great opportunity today. Mrs. Grand Universe has improved a lot of experience and knowledge and expanded my worldview for me. I believe everyone in the world has unlimited potential. Everyone has the power to change the world. I want to continue to use my power to make the world a better place. Heartily congratulations to the new queen. I would like to express my gratitude to everyone here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
My name is Rumi Otsubo. I live in Tokyo, Japan. When I became Mrs. Grand Universe 2021, the world was suffering from COVID-19. Japan was no exception, and it was a time when many people lost their jobs, families, and many things. At that moment, when I received the wonderful title of Mrs. Grand Universe, I wanted to do what I could for Japan and the world. It was to tell the heart not to give up to all people. Obtaining the title of Queen was not easy, but I didn't give up. A spirit of never giving up makes a person stronger. It's okay if you don't give up, you definitely do well. I convey so it to all people forever. Thank you.
One last time, ladies and gentlemen, our former reigning candidates in their traditional farewell walk. Our Mrs. Classic Grand Universe 2019, Miss Kayoko Asai, and Mrs. Grand Universe 2021, Miss Rumi Otsubo. Thank you very much to our reigning queens. At this point, we would like to acknowledge the men and women behind the success of Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. Our pageant director, Mr. Ovid Recalde, our creative director, Mr. Jeffrey Caballero, our assistant director and choreographer, Mr. Norman Manuel, our technical director, Mr. Robin Obispo, our production manager, Mr. Macrol Contiga, our property custodian, Mr. Mel Luna, our floor directors, Mr. Gabriel Diaz and Rodolfo Bermoy, our chaperones, Bembem Brazona and Minerva Lagamayo, our videographers and editor, Christian James Tapit and Josiah Alvan Fune. A few days ago, our candidates had their charity event in Tanghalang Doña Dolores Reyes School. And for you to better appreciate what I am talking about, let's all watch this.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And these days could be much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place,
have it, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in time, we've reached another milestone for the pageantry world. We will be launching very significant to the pageant community, and to better do that, we'll have the CEO and chairman of Megastar Production to announce this very special news to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome Mr. Ovet Ricalde.
Okay, good evening, and first and foremost, gusto ko muna magpasalamat sa inyong lahat, especially sa PAGSANJAN for the third time na pinagbigyan nyo kami na dito gawin ang aming international pageant. Pangatlo na po to, nakakatatlo na tayo. And of course, hindi ito magiging possible na dito maganap kung hindi dahil sa aking BFF na si Bon Erica. Maraming salamat, talagang hard work para madala dito sa PAGSANJAN for the third time ang international pageant namin. And of course, personally gusto ko magpasalamat sa tiwalang ibinigay sa akin ng chairman at founder and president of Mrs. Grand Universe. Of course, si my two queens, si Jenny Ginto, and of course si Angela, na talagang sila yung mga queen ko before. Hanggang ngayon naman queen ko pa rin sila, na pinagkatiwala nila sa aking hawakan ng Mrs. Grand Universe. Sabi nga nung ibang mga national director, ang sipag ko daw mag-organize ng iba't ibang international pageant for married women. As you know, kami din po yung may-ari ng Mrs. Tourism, at kami din po yung production na gumagawa ng Mrs. Universe Official. So, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa aming international pageant, sa mga national director, sa candidate, sa family member. Gaya nga ng biroan namin kanina, si Mr. Tokyo ginawaran namin kanina ng most supportive husband. Kasi, sa isang husband na talaga naman nakatutok all the way, pati pagbibihis ng asawa niya, pati pagsayaw, tinuturuan niya, pati paglakad. Talagang first time ko nakakita. Mr. Tokyo, thank you so much for your support. And of course, si Mr. World Noble King Bangladesh 2024. Thank you so much for your full support with your candidate. Of course, the mom of Mrs. USA, Cassie, thank you so much. Where are you, mom? Thank you so much. I'll see you in the US next year. Definitely, I'm going to the US to meet all of you there. And of course, sa lahat ng the reigning queen of Mrs. Grand Universe, thank you so much for coming all the way from Japan. Thank you so much. And of course, sa lahat ng judges na nandito ngayon, ang aming mga sponsor judges, of course, Good Food Farm na nakilala ko lang sa Facebook, pero tinanggap kami ng buong buo. Mahirap po yun, pero iba po yung magic ni Lord. Thank you so much, Good Food Farm. Pareho po tayo ng Advocacy, Rise Against Hunger. And of course, ang owner na the husband and wife na sobrang asikaso sa amin. Thank you so much, Kaliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort. Sobrang nag-enjoy po kami, at definitely babalik po kami dyan dahil i-enjoy namin yung lake, ninyo. Siyempre, ang sunset view deck na sobra po yung pinakain nyo sa amin kagabi. Talagang maraming salamat po from the bottom of my heart. And of course, si Konsehal Ali na lahat ng tawag ko, talagang he cannot say no. Talagang tutulong siya. Maraming salamat. Konsehal po siya na Magdalena. And of course, ang si Marla na beauty queen din dito. Thank you so much, and malapit na kitang ilaban din. And of course, si Pei, all the way from Hawaii, Actually, galing po yan sa Isabela kagabi. Talagang pagkatapos po ng pageant sa Isabela, tumakbo rito dahil for the love and of course, the husband Lester. Thank you so much for all your support. And of course, my beauty queen, Mrs. Tourism, Ambassador for Humanity, and my Mrs. Tourism Ambassador for International Relation, at ang aming baby na si Mr. International. Thank you for coming. I know you're busy in Manila doing also your own pageant, pero andito kayo. Ito po yung aming second hard copy edition ng Pageantry Magazine na pinagmamalaki ko po. Talagang ano po to, dugo at pawis para maigawa namin itong Pageantry Tourism Magazine. Ito po yung second hard copy namin na, of course, ang cover ko is the family, our royal family. Of course, the Queen Patricia, yung anak niya na pagka-gwapo-gwapo na si Robert, na nanalo din ng Mr. Teen International sa Thailand a few months. Of course, ang kanyang husband na sobrang daming ginagawang charity, and siya din ang aming Mr. World Noble King Ambassador, at yung kanyang bunsong gwapo ding anak na lalaban sa India next year. Kaya sila po yung cover na royal family kasi bihira po yung lahat kayo gwapo at maganda sa isang pamilya. So minsan isa lang, pero po sila lahat, kinuha nila lahat. Kaya gusto ko po sa kanilang i-award itong aking second hard copy ng Pageantry Tourism Magazine. And of course, to all my staff, mahal na mahal ko po kayo. Sila po yung megastar family na dinadala ko kahit sa abroad. So, mag-abroad ulit tayo soon. At ang aming residence host na walang sawang sumusuporta sa amin. Mama Da, thank you so much for giving us time na magamit namin to dahil alam ko meron din kayong Paskuhan Festival, pero binigyan mo kami ng pagkakataon na magamit to for parang opening ng inyong Paskuhan. Mayora, maraming salamat po. Mahal na mahal ko po kayo. Of course, si Mayor Cesar Aresa na talagang they cannot say no pag pumasok ang Megastar Production. Maraming salamat po. Tawagin po natin yung aking mga queen and king.
We have Dr. Riza Obendormiendo, Lady Patricia Javier, and Robert Douglas Walcher IV.
Nagpapasalamat po ako na kami po ay naimbitahan dito together with my son Robert and Mother O. Thank you so much for always including us in all your events. And of course, our mayor here, Mayora, maraming salamat po sa very warm welcome niyo po sa aming lahat dito. At advance Merry Christmas.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Mr. Obet for giving me the opportunity to be flaunted in this magazine, Pageantry Tourism Magazine. Thank you so much. And I was so overwhelmed because I was at the back of Patricia, my good sister here. And again, thank you so much, everyone. And Merry Christmas advance. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and inviting us to all of your events. I'm just so grateful for it. Thank you so much.
So much.
Thank you very much once again, Mr. Obet Recalde, Lady Patricia Javier, Dr. Riza Obendormiendo, and Robert Douglas Walcher IV. At this point, we will now call back here on stage our 9 finalists of Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me here the results of this evening's competition. So at first, we will begin with Miss Grand Universe second and first runners-up.
Presenting the award for the Miss Grand Universe second runner-up is Kuya Eagle Silvino Dublan Jr. and Honorable Ali Badulis. For our Miss Grand Universe first runner-up, our presenters is Mr. Robert Walter and Miss Faye Tungonan.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause please to our top 9 finalists of Mrs. and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. Good luck, ladies.
Once again, our presenters for Miss Grand Universe second runner-up. Please welcome Kuya Eagle Silvino Dublan Jr. and Honorable Ali Badulis.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Miss Grand Universe second runner-up is Bangladesh. Congratulations, Mrs. Bangladesh, our second runner-up for Miss Grand Universe 2023. And now, I'll be announcing the Miss Grand Universe first runner-up.
Presenting the awards are Mr. Robert Walter and Miss Faye Tangonan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Miss Grand Universe first runner-up is Tokyo. Congratulations, this is Tokyo, our Miss Grand Universe first runner-up. This time around, I'll be announcing the Elite Mrs. Grand Universe second runner-up.
Presenting the awards are Mr. Joseph Africa and Miss Marie Borromeo.
Our Elite Mrs. Grand Universe second runner-up is Japan. Congratulations, Japan. This time around, I'll be announcing the elite Mrs. Grand Universe first runner-up.
Presenting the awards are Mr. Louis Rosales and Darwin Buenviaje.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's elite Mrs. Grand Universe first runner-up is India Shilpa Anjaneya. This one, congratulations, Mrs. India. I'll be announcing the winner for Mrs. Grand Universe second runner-up.
Presenting the awards are Mr. Robert Walter and Angela Janine Torres.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe second runner-up is New Zealand. And now, we have the Mrs. Grand Universe first runner-up.
Presenting the awards are Johnny Ginto, Marie Borromeo, and Faye Tangonan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Mrs. Grand Universe first runner-up is USA Journey Alexander. Congratulations, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at three beautiful ladies at the back. They're actually all title holders already. Let's give them a big hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this time around, I'll be announcing the Miss Grand Universe 2023.
Presenting the awards are Doc Risa Oben Dormiendo, Rumi Otsubo, and Princess Aquino.
This year's Miss Grand Universe 2023 is USA Cassie Callahan. Congratulations to our new queen, our Miss Grand Universe 2023, USA! Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I'll be announcing the winner of I'll be announcing the winner of Elite Mrs. Grand Universe 2023.
Presenting the awards are Angela Janine Torres, Patricia Javier, and Kayako
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Elite Mrs. Grand Universe is Phil USA! Congratulations, Mrs. Phil USA, our Elite Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. And ladies and gentlemen, our Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 is...
Presenting the awards are Johnny Ginto, Mr. Yvette Ricalde, and Mayora Lolit Aresa.
Our Mrs. Grand Universe 2023 is Mrs. Phil UAE! Congratulations to Mrs. Phil UAE, our Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. We would also like to request the honorable members of the Board of Judges to please join our candidates here for the official photo op. While we are all waiting for them, I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors, Pageantry Tourism Magazine, MySpace Hotel BGC, Queens at Bollywood, Mr. Vedant Barwaj, Mayor Cesar Areza of PAGSANJAN, Laguna, Von Erica, St. Gabriel Alfresco Resort, Good Food Farm Resort, Metro Central Mall in Santa Cruz, Laguna, Caliraya Lake Hidden Forest Resort, Lady Patricia Javier, Doc Rob Chiropractic Clinic and Wellness, Rab Tourist Bus, Shakira Skincare, M1217 Media Lab Company, Sunset View Deck Food Park, Maria Ella, Heredita Dine and Chill, Kenny Rogers, Romantic Baboy, Hangout Resto Bar, Resty Egrubay Makeup, Supermom's Pizza, and Jerry's Grill.
I like me better when I'm with you.
We would also like to say thank you to the men and women behind Mrs. Grand Universe, Ms. Jenny Ginto, the founder and chairman of Mrs. Grand Universe, Angela Janine Torres, the president of Mrs. Grand Universe, our pageant director, Mr. Yvette Ricalde, our creative director, Mr. Jeffrey Caballero, our choreographer, Mr. Norman Manuel, our technical director, Mr. Robin Obispo, our production manager, Macrol Contiga, property custodian, Mr. Mel Luna, Floor directors Gabriel Diaz and Rodolfo Bermoy. Our chaperones, Bembem Brazona and Minerva Lagamayo. Videographer and editor Christian James Tapit and Josiah Alvan Fune. And I am your resident host. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause please to the winners of this year's Miss and Mrs. Grand Universe 2023. This has been your host Onin saying enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night and God bless everyone.